Good morning or afternoon, depending on what time you are listening to this podcast, and welcome to yet another episode of Do Geese Have Udders, the show where we ask the unanswered and answer the unasked, looking at news and online stuff too. I'm Michael Gooch, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Matthew Thompson. You right, Matt?
See, Michael, I'm a good influence.
Good. Then let's start the show. So, big sporting event currently going on at the moment. Have any of you been watching? It's quite possibly one of the most important sporting events ever. Have you guys been watching it?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
I literally haven't watched a single thing.
Oh my god, Matt, have you been watching any of it?
I watched one bit of the women's weightlifting when she won gold, and she broke the world record because I walked into the room.
Weightlifting?
I think it's weightlifting. You know when they pick up something
I
and then drop it back down?
I didn't realise there was weightlifting. What were you talking about?
The Olympics.
I'm not talking about the Olympics. I'm talking about the MarbleLympics, Matt. The MarbleLympics are currently going on.
I'm going to head out.
And it's, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, when I personally discovered it, an awful lot of people have discovered it before me. I think you sent me a message wanting a link to one of the videos because you were curious.
Oh, Marble! I thought you said Marvel! I was so confused.
Oh, no.
Yes, I know what you're on about.
Yeah, the MarbleLympics. I mean, I take it then, are you not aware of any of this, Rebecca?
Actually, I did discover this quite a few years back. And I've been seeing it on your stories.
Yeah,
and I'm creasing every time I see it.
I am fully invested in the MarbleLympics, and there are many reasons why. So for those of you at home, whoever you are that don't know about it, it's run by, I thought it was pronounced Jelle, but it's not because it's a foreign name, so it's actually pronounced Yell.
Yeah.
And so it's Yelle's Marble Runs.
Mm-hmm.
And every year they do loads of various marble events. They've done Marbula 1, where they just have this giant race course and they send loads of marbles down it. Then there's the MarbleLympics, which is what's currently going on at the moment alongside the real Olympics.
What's the difference between Marbula 1?
This is how you would anger Mr. Yell if you spoke to him. No, basically the difference is the MarbleLympics is each week so far they do a different event with the marbles. So I think there are about 16 teams which are shortlisted from, or longlisted, whichever one it is, from loads more teams of marbles. Teams including the Rangers, the Oceanics, Team Momo, and my favourite, the Crazy Cat's Eyes. The difference between them is that there are individual sports and events this time around, such as you've got jousting, relay, 5-metre hurdles, diving, surfing, and Marbula 1 is just one long track, and they just go round it a number of laps and overtake each other. It's very hypnotic and addictive to watch, Marbula 1. But the MarbleLympics, I mean, I'm fully invested in it. I think it's great. It started back in 2016, but I've only caught up with it this year. Yeah. And here's my takeaway from it. I think more sports in the world should be done with marbles.
True.
Oh, you're on board with me. I was fully prepared for a whole defence and everything.
I don't know how you do diving because it would just be sinking.
Well, essentially, it's. I think they roll off a ramp,
sploosh.
and then it's wherever they sploosh, and then they sink to the bottom and roll along a little transparent floor.
Wherever they sploosh.
Which is how they do swimming as well.
What other sports did you name? I want to try and see how they do them.
So one so far they've done this season, they've done the 5-metre sprint.
You just roll them across the floor, easy.
Pretty much, it's just a plank of wood and they roll down it.
Yeah.
The other day, the last one I watched, they did jousting.
Not flick them at each other.
So
how would you do jousting?
They've got two on each side on a ramp.
Sorry.
And they meet in the middle on this little block where there's a big silver ball bearing. And the aim is for the marbles to have pushed that ball bearing either side.
Oh, it's just like tug of war, just opposite.
Kind of, yeah.
Push of war.
Yeah. And then they've got relay, which is just basically the 5-metre sprint, but every so often they whack another one of their marbles and that carries on down.
You can do marble relay.
They've done rafting, I think last year, where they went to a little stream, put them all in this little plastic dinghy, and then it go to the bottom.
I thought they would make a raft out of marbles. That's not going to work. That'd be ridiculous.
Then they've also done like some long sand relay where they go and carve this massive track down a hill in the ground, and then they send some marbles down there. But I'm fully invested in it. And clearly you're on the same page as me. If you think, yeah, more things in life should be done with marbles.
I have nothing against marbles. How big are they?
Well, this is exactly the marble size.
Well, you get marbles in all like three
Well,
sizes.
they're smaller size.
Oh, the
Different
normal
colours
ones.
represent their different roles. So you got black and white ones are ref, and
Oh my god, you have different marble
depending
colours.
different on the colours, depends on the teams.
I want a full football match.
Between-
With marbles.
Football is an event this year,
Oh,
as I've
wow.
seen on the list.
Cool.
It's going on till September, every week on their YouTube channel. But I'm going to give you my defence anyway on why I think more sports should be done with marbles, and it's that there's no abuse when it comes to these marbles doing it. There's no skill really in it either.
They're
It's
just
just
skill.
marbles and luck. You can't get
Ball and
angry
ball.
watching them. You saw everything that happened with the Euros. You got so much abuse going on every team for different reasons. A marble just goes and does its thing. There is no abuse for a marble.
And you don't need drug tests on marbles.
You
either.
don't need a drug test for a marble. I think one of them was
Actually,
was
you
sent
could-
off for doping. I think at one point,
Oh
and
my
they
days.
subbed it in with another marble.
I mean, you could put oil on the marble. Is that illegal? You could put a lot of stuff on a marble. You could even make marble out of something else.
I think they'd notice.
See, I was here thinking what sports would work with golf would work. Literally flick a marble to hit another marble and see how far it
Well,
goes.
through all of these events,
Heavy lifting
no
wouldn't work.
humans are ever seen. No humans are involved in this.
Do you not even see their hand?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like all of the events are like rigged up so they can go off. So like the 5 meter sprint one,
Oh, like a
they've
pinball
got-
machine sort of device.
kind of they've got a little gate at the top and that drops
yeah,
and they
yeah,
go.
Yeah.
The only point you ever see a human is if it's like on the outside one and you see their shadow whilst they're carrying a camera. That's it.
Something really goes down in that game. You see a human.
Yeah. It's like if
Human
you,
breath appears.
It's just absolutely addictive. It's wonderful. I love it.
But how many more sports would you actually be able to achieve using marbles?
Name sports. Hockey. No.
They have done hockey.
Hockey. Yes.
How? How have they done football?
They do.
I don't understand this
they do
either.
versions of it. So it's not so much that they're like
Obviously,
flicking at each
yeah.
other.
It's when he said there's not hands. I was like, how do you do football? Because I expect you to flick a ball, hit a smaller marble,
Exactly.
and then it goes.
That's what I expected.
I assume I've not seen the football one yet, but I've seen it's listed for this year. I'm assuming it's going to be there's a pitch and then there's going to be 2 ramps either side of each team and maybe like a small marble in the middle or something. And the idea is to knock it into the other team's goal.
It'd be like that.
That's what I
football.
think because I think they did something similar with hockey last year or ice hockey.
I mean, every ball game or something you hit into a goal is the same as football. So all those sports are.
not if you're watching the MarbleLympics, Matt. There's so many little differences in each sport.
Yeah, the ground's made of ice. Ice hockey.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Ground's
for the,
made of grass.
for the Winter
Football.
Olympics, they do that as well.
Grass is the cross wouldn't work. You wouldn't have a net.
I think they have got lacrosse this year as well
oh my
lined
god, give me one.
Any racket sport, badminton and tennis, they wouldn't work.
You got
I
you
don't
gotta
think they've.
throw
I don't think they've done tennis yet this year.
marbles.
Yeah.
We win.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Nah.
my point of
Yeah.
it is, I think if you're not watching the Olympics, start watching the MarbleLympics because it's addictive, it's fun, it's great, it's wonderful.
I will if I have time.
We'll see.
Make time for
I
it.
have a phobia of marbles, so I can't.
So I don't know if you've seen, but obviously the Olympics is going on at the moment.
It is. So are the MarbleLympics. Just to
The
just
MarbleLympics
throw that
also
back out
going.
there. Yeah.
I think
Yes.
Hulk will win.
But
Um,
well, we're just gonna leave that to the side. Human Olympics.
the actual Olympics. I've seen a lot online of people talking about instead of having athletes who are the top of their sport performing in the Olympics, just kind of drafting random people in and just seeing how it goes.
I have seen that as well. So in previous years, people have said, and they've joked about it, but I think that someone should do it. Of where whilst the events are going on, we just have some average person going alongside them because we're looking at the slow people running the 100 meters and stuff like that. We go, look at them, they're so slow. They're probably 500 times faster than your average person.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
True.
But then more recently, I think I've seen the same thing of people saying this should be like jury duty for the Olympics. And
Yeah.
that you should just get a letter one day and go, it's your turn, you're competing in this, you're representing your country. I'm on board with that. I think
Yeah.
that'd be so much more fun rather than watching all these people train super hard. It should just be Gary down the pub, it's his turn to compete.
I think it would be hilarious.
Which event would you want to do? Well, actually, no, let's not do that. Let's not do what event would you want to receive. If a letter came through and it said, it just had on it Rebecca and it had the little Olympic rings, and you're like, oh no, I know what this is.
Yeah.
Which event would you be dreading it was going to be?
Just any form of long distance cardio, like a triathlon Or do they do
yes.
the decathlon in the Olympics?
I
That
don't-
would kill me.
I don't know if they're doing that, but I've seen they've done the triathlon.
Just
There's a
normal
longer one, isn't there?
marathons?
Isn't there like is there a pentathlon, or have I made that up?
Don't look at me. You're just saying words at the moment.
Just any of those, I think they'd absolutely kill me.
So,
I've got
if you
zero
got that, if you got that,
stamina.
that's what you'd be dreading.
Yeah.
Which one then would you be looking forward to?
Well, like I could do like any sort of sprint. I can do
If
to an
it's
extent.
a short one. you
Yeah,
would do
if
that.
it's short, I could throw something. That would be fine. I'd probably still embarrass myself. I wouldn't get it very far.
But that's the thing. You got to remember that. So
But then I wouldn't die while doing
whilst we're
it.
looking at this, you got to remember that again. You're not going to be going up against all these professional athletes. You're going up against people who are thinking the exact same thing as you.
Yeah.
From our different countries.
Mm.
No, absolutely. But like, for example, if I went up against Matt in any form of cardio, like a long distance run, he's going to outrun me so easily because I'm just not fit.
So if Matt got his letter, it had Matt on it, the Olympic rings, and you opened it up, Matt, which event would you be dreading it was going to be? If you're being drafted in to represent GB at the Olympics, which event would you not want it to be?
Again, I'll be good at most of the sports.
But is there a sports you really don't want to do?
Because that's the thing. You're going to go in with that attitude, and you're going to get the letter. You're going to go, I've got this, and you're going to open up. There'll be one sport there, and you're like, I wish it wasn't that one.
Well, that's sports day. I was quite good. Good at the spear throw, javelin. I think it's called.
Yeah. Sadly, I didn't go to the
rock.
same Viking school you went to.
Yes, you did. Yeah, spear throw. Good at that.
So you'd be fine with whichever one you got.
Yeah.
What if it was like the 1400 meters or whatever it is? That
I would
long,
run it.
long run.
I'll run it.
Or
But
there's a super long swim as well, isn't there? Which one's that one?
Yeah, I wouldn't like
Oh,
swim.
I don't.
Ah, there we go. So if it came up swimming, then you'd be like,
Long swim.
ah.
I could do short swimming. Bit of butterfly. Just be vibing on my back in it.
Everyone's there like pacing away. They're doing breaststroke and all that, and you're the little front crawl, and you're sat there going butterfly.
Yeah, I would enjoy it. I'm
Okay.
here. I'll do it for meme.
Diving. That would be another one.
Synchronized.
I would
Synchronized
hate
swimming.
to do diving. I'm not jumping off something that high. Not a chance.
That's right. I naturally just pictured the diving board at the pool, and I was like, "What's she talking about?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Olympic diving." Yeah,
Yeah.
Just have some beers, you'll be fine.
the synchronized diving would be even worse.
Yeah, well, that just wouldn't be synchronised, no matter. If you're just drafting
That
people
would be two
in, it's
people
not...
jumping off a higher platform and hoping for the best.
Yeah, literally.
That's when you call in the twins.
Oh, yeah, so they just drafted two people that looked alike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw it. So as I say, I've been not following the Human Olympics, but I've seen someone. I can't remember what country she's from, but she scored 0 on diving. Because I
Really?
think I'm sure it was diving. She aborted it halfway through or something, and just went way and just splash, and it was just flat 0. But which sport would I not want to do? Probably the same. I probably wouldn't want to do anything long swimming wise or long running wise. I could give it a go, but my stamina is not great.
Yeah, same.
Ones I would quite like either archery or something where I'm not moving too much would be one for. Horse riding would be an interesting one.
Oh,
The horse jumping one.
yeah.
Because I don't know the last time I've been on a horse. Or, I can't remember if it's in the Olympics or not, as we've learnt, football. I would hate
Not
to do
in the
that.
Olympics.
Oh,
I
good.
don't think
That's
it
how
is.
it's this whole different thing.
That's reassuring.
How's your hand-eye coordination? What about badminton? That's in the that's in
Oh,
the Olympics.
I'd enjoy badminton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that actual sports in the Olympics?
Yeah, it's more than just track and field.
It's more than just people running and swimming.
Dumb.
Well, because someone just won a gold medal in the Olympics for badminton, and it was the first gold medal for that country, like, ever.
Mm.
And it was a beautiful
Oh, was
moment.
this
You can see like their reaction.
It might not be that one. It was the Philippines won one. And I think that might have been in a weightlifting one.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first time their country has won gold at all.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what she wins, but she wins an awful lot of money and 2 houses, is what I read.
Wow, that's
Cool.
cool.
But I don't think the UK gets anywhere near the equivalent of that if they win a gold.
No, but that's probably because we win more golds.
I'm going to make a projection.
A projection. Go ahead, yeah, fire
I'm
away.
going to make a projection. I bet a TV show will do what you guys have been discussing. So what we've been discussing.
Well, where it'll
Oh,
be some
like
sort
like a
of,
reality TV show.
like
Yeah.
some sort of sporting event, but it's just going to be a bunch of people that don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, I assume you'd have some time to prepare yourself. It wouldn't be like, Rebecca, we're off to do the 100 metres tomorrow, you're coming.
Yeah,
It'd be
maybe
like,
a
give
little
you
bit of
heads up,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
They should definitely just invite a big group of people, not tell them anything about, like, obviously you can tell them it's going to be a sport thing, and then just draw names out of a hat to give them all sports.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
well, that's another alternative. You've got your spinny wheel thing round the back of the shed.
Yeah.
Get all the GB athletes in. You know, you got Tom Daly, you got the rest of them all there, and then just spin the wheel for each of them and see what sport they do. So they might not even be doing which one they're good at.
That's
Spin the
good.
wheel.
Tom
But
Daly
then they
doing
get
horse riding. Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to give that follow or subscribe button a click so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why not check out our Twitter and Discord too, where we post updates, behind the scenes stuff, and just general other news about the show. Links in the description below. Got any topics or questions you think need a proper answer or have yet to even be asked? Drop it in the comments below or send us a tweet. Until next time.